Oh my goodness. Yep. You got 3 mana, so counterspell it. No, they decide not to. They can have a bunch of cards on the board that make value against them. Because they'll just cast Farewell. This almost certainly means they have Farewell in their hand, by the way. But sometimes Arena's the toughest opponent. Yeah, for real. Did you do the thing yet? Yeah, we've done the thing a few times now. We have won some games, but some of these games, man. Some of these games. Sometimes there's the Farewell. By the way, just throwing that out that I totally knew that was happening. Wasn't hard to call. Like, at all. We can't... This is silly. This is silly, guys. You have to play spells, opponent. I hate control, dude. I really do. It's just like the most brain dead deck. It's not that I think control is in and of itself a brain dead deck. It's that it's the most brain dead deck that gets a reputation for being for smart players. Like, I really don't understand how people can play control decks and feel like superior, I guess. You know? Because people play control and they're just like, yeah, it's a smart person's deck. It's a smart deck. It's for smart people. It's really all you do is like remove a guy, counter a spell, land a big thing, I win the game. Like, it's literally the easiest kind of deck to play in all of Magic. And somehow, like, people get to like feel intellectually superior while playing control, even though like a blind monkey could play control. Seriously. It's really the easiest deck in the world to play with. But I just don't know why it has the reputation that it has. Is my thing with control, you know. CGB propagates that. Oh no, it was way before CGB. CGB is, by the way, I love CGB. I watch them a lot. I got no problems with CGB. But CGB is a result of that thought, right? That control is just like a smart person's deck. I like to call myself, you probably heard me say this, a reformed control player. And the reason I call myself that, let's make them have it, guys. The reason I call myself that is that one day I realized, okay, let's cancel, that this is easy and boring. I played Blue-White Control for seriously 2 years. Like 2 entire years. It was my favorite deck. Every F&M, every Sunday tournament, Blue-White Control, Sphinx's Revelation, baby, we're doing it. And then after a while, I was just like, this is the easiest, most boring way to play Magic, and I'm getting, everyone at the card shop hates me. Like, everyone at the card shop hates me. Like, because as soon as you sit down across from me, you know, oh, he's just gonna like, removal spell, counterspell, you know, Sphinx's Revelation, refill, I might as well just quit the game. And that's what control is. It's not a particularly intellectually stimulating deck, even for the person playing it. And I know that, again, as a person who played control over and over for almost 2 full years. It's just, after a while, you get to the point where you're like, nah, you know, I guess I'll counter your thing. Are you having fun? I'm not really. Like, counter your thing. Yeah, I wish you could do cool stuff too. Yeah. Oh, I know. You paid $20 for that card, and I paid 10 cents for this counter spell. But oh, and I know that your card also costs like 5 mana to cast, and my counter spell costs 2 mana. And it just feels really bad all the way around. It's not a good time. But them's the breaks, kid. You know, I just don't understand how people. Especially, I think that control players, I'm still doing this, yes. I think control players tell themselves that it's a smart person's deck so that they'll keep playing it, you know what I mean? No, I'm doing the right thing. It's it's the only intelligent deck out there. Aggro is for dumb people, even though aggro involves all these like insanely complex early and mid-game combat situations you have to math your way out of. The control players don't do math. Why do they say math is for blockers? When's the last time a control player ever did math? In their life? It's like they're just subtracting from 20 to 0. Will that kill me? No. Will that kill me? No. And that's like the only math you ever have to do as a control player. Let's get this spell countered. Yep. Here we go. Why would you rope? Yeah, just counter it. What else do you do? You're a control player. To counter it or not counter it. Your entire hand is that. Just do it. Honestly, I have fun with control players. I do, because I was one of them for so long. And, like, I know what it is. I know... I know all the things about control. I know that you have to tell yourself it's a smart person's deck, because deep down, you know that it's, like, far more brain dead than anything else, you know? The aggro deck that has to fight it out in the trenches and decide how to sequence its creatures properly on the first couple of turns of the game. Hey, do I have mana for this play with fire? Do I have to kill that guy now, or should I save this removal spell for the later game when I can get in a little bit easier? Hey, maybe they'll play something I can actually use this play with fire against, you know what I mean? And that way, I can get something important off the board and get through for combat damage on a key turn of the game. Or, I can go ahead and use the play with fire now. But if I use the play with fire now, I can't play this creature on this turn. Yeah, aggro's such a brain-dead deck. And then after they decide to make all those decisions, they're like, now, do I swing or not? And with what creatures do I swing, right? So, that's the thing, is that aggro is constantly making all of these, like, small-tier decisions that snowball into trying to deal 20 total damage to the opponent. And, like, every little edge case counts. But in control, it's like... Oh, 1 mana removal spell? A 2 mana removal spell? You have nothing on board, do you? Well, here's a 3 mana counter spell. Here's a 4 mana removal spell or planeswalker. Here's a 5 mana planeswalker. Deal with that. Notice how it's on board? Oh, you have a thing? Here's another removal spell. My planeswalker helped me draw into it. Oh, what a genius deck. How'd you do that? How'd you put that deck together? You some kind of brain god? How did you... Farewell. That's amazing. That's amazing. How much fun. What a fun player we're playing against. Why am I still playing this game? Like it all. I said I was going to be out of here by 10:30. But I want to get another one in after this. I will say, I think that blue-white control is one of the best decks in the format. But I'm surprised that so many people are saying, hey, you know, blue-white control is one of the best decks in the format right now. And it's like, yeah, it's always one of the best decks in the format. What are you talking about? Like, blue-white is never particularly bad. I promise you. Let's try and Faithless Teferi. Because why not, you know? Brain God. One of my invokes drew 2 more today. Yeah, that's what people don't seem to get. That invoke, if it draws 2 cards, will often draw into another invoke. That's what people didn't get about Sphinx's Revelation. Is that the whole point of a 3 or 4 point Sphinx's Revelation is to draw another Sphinx's Revelation. And the second one's always for 7 or 8. It hurts. Same thing with like Hydroid Krasis, right? Like any card like that cost X and draws cards, basically just draws into itself. Like it's the whole point. Soul-Tide Fight Rigging Portal is my favorite deck? Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. I gotta do that, baby. It really does sound good. Soul-Tide Fight Rigging Portal. Love. Oh, Max Damage, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for the raid. Just now, welcome Raiders. Always good to see Max. We are going through a cycle of having our butt kicked in interesting ways and then actually being able to do the thing. And when we do the thing, we tend to win the game. But as you can see, we're up against blue-white. They have 2 Teferi tokens in play and about 30 cards in their hand. There's another Teferi. So we're not going to win this one. I'm just messing around. That's all I'm really doing.
Nobody knows the past better than me.
Come on. Come on. You're done. Oh, you had to discard. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's try to land this portal. They have countered 2 or 3 of our spells this game. They're guaranteed to have another, but, you know, while we have big spells, let's play them. Come on, you got one. What's it going to be? Make disappear? They played Urza's Rebuff 2 or 3 times. It's another one. Wow, they just drew all of those this game. Alright, one more and we are done, baby. We will have a good rest of our stream. Because we're only going to play one more game with this deck. We are all pretty much exactly 50-50, I think, because we keep losing and regaining the exact same chip in ranked. Like, it's been our whole night is just a Sisyphean task. We roll the boulder up the hill and it comes right back down.